My brother, a 29-year-old man, recently endured a tumultuous breakup with his long-term partner, a 32-year-old woman. Their relationship, once seemingly solid, unraveled in a series of events that left me and our entire family struggling to make sense of who was more in the wrong. The core of their downfall lies in two glaring betrayals, one financial, the other emotional. My brother gambled away their savings, a sum they had painstakingly accumulated over the years for their future. This act not only decimated their financial stability, but also shattered the trust they had built as a couple. On the other hand, his partner responded to this betrayal by engaging in an affair that spanned several months. Both actions are undeniably wrong, yet they raise a question that has sparked endless debates in my family. Who is more to blame? To provide some context, my brother and his partner had been together for nearly a decade. They met in their early 20s, fell in love quickly, and built a life together. My brother, though flawed, is a kind-hearted and hard-working man. His partner, equally driven and compassionate, always seemed like the perfect match for him. They shared dreams of owning a home, traveling the world, and starting a family. Their financial journey had been challenging but rewarding. Over the years, they saved diligently, often sacrificing luxuries for the sake of their future. My brother, however, had always harbored a weakness for gambling. It started innocently enough, occasional bets with friends or the odd trip to a casino, but over time, it spiraled into something more destructive. It wasn't until earlier this year that his gambling addiction came to light. His partner had noticed discrepancies in their joint account, but initially brushed them off, thinking they were minor errors. Then one day she discovered that nearly all their savings, tens of thousands of dollars, were gone. When confronted, my brother broke down and confessed. He had been gambling in secret, hoping to win back what he had lost and then some. He genuinely believed that one big win would solve all their problems. Instead, it only deepened them. His partner was devastated. She felt betrayed, not just because of the money, but because of the deception. She had trusted him completely, and now that trust was shattered. My brother begged for forgiveness, promising to seek help and change his ways. She agreed to give him a chance, but their relationship was never the same. Over the next few months, my brother began attending therapy and joining support groups for gambling addiction. He was genuinely trying to turn his life around, but the damage had been done. His partner grew distant, emotionally shutting herself off from him. Unbeknownst to my brother, this distance was more than just emotional. His partner had started an affair with a colleague from work. What began as a shoulder to cry on soon evolved into something more intimate. The affair continued for months, with my brother completely unaware. Eventually, the truth came out. My brother discovered text messages on her phone that left little room for interpretation. When he confronted her, she admitted to the affair but justified it by pointing to his betrayal. She argued that his gambling had destroyed their relationship first, and her actions were a response to the pain he had caused. This revelation led to an explosive breakup. Both of them hurled accusations at each other, each claiming the moral high ground. My brother insisted that her affair was far worse because it involved deliberate and repeated acts of betrayal. She countered by saying that his gambling was a prolonged deceit that not only hurt her emotionally, but also jeopardized their future. Now, as their sibling, I find myself caught in the middle of this moral dilemma. On one hand, my brother's actions were undeniably wrong. He betrayed her trust, lied to her, and squandered the money they had worked so hard to save. His gambling wasn't just a personal failing, it was a breach of their shared commitment to building a life together. On the other hand, his partner's affair is equally troubling. Infidelity strikes at the very heart of a relationship, undermining the emotional intimacy and loyalty that couples are supposed to share. While she may have been deeply hurt by my brother's actions, her decision to cheat feels like a calculated act of revenge rather than an attempt to address their problems. It's easy to say that two wrongs don't make a right, but that doesn't make it any easier to determine who is more to blame. My brother's gambling was a destructive habit born out of weakness and poor judgment, but he was genuinely remorseful and made efforts to change. His partner's affair, however, seems like a deliberate choice to hurt him in return. Their breakup has left both of them bitter and resentful. My brother feels betrayed all over again, while his ex-partner believes she was justified in seeking solace elsewhere. They've each turned to their respective support networks to vent their frustrations, and it's clear that neither of them sees the other's perspective. As for me, I'm left wondering if their relationship could have been salvaged. Could therapy or counseling have helped them navigate these betrayals and rebuild their trust? Or were their actions simply too damaging for reconciliation to be possible? Ultimately, this situation serves as a painful reminder of how easily trust can be broken and how difficult it is to repair. Both my brother and his ex-partner made choices that hurt each other deeply, and now they must live with the consequences. If there's one thing I've learned from this ordeal, it's the importance of honesty and communication in relationships. While no one is perfect, open dialogue and a willingness to address issues head-on can go a long way in preventing the kind of pain my brother and his partner experienced. For now, I can only hope that they both find healing and learn from their mistakes. Life is too short to be consumed by bitterness, and I believe that with time, they can both move forward and find happiness, whether it's with someone else or simply within themselves.